Authorities released the 911 call the night a Clinton, Missouri officer was shot and killed. McDonald's flips its arches in honor of International Women's Day, and the soon-to-be-wed royal couple celebrates by encouraging girls to break down stereotypes in England.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities say the officers who responded to a 911 call that led to them getting shot Tuesday night were sent to the wrong house. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Missouri State Highway Patrol Sergeant Bill Lowe says the Henry County 911 operators received a domestic call where 2 women were heard arguing in the background, but no one was speaking to the operator. That's when the operator traced the number and dispatched the address to this home in Clinton. And when the officers arrived, they came into contact with a woman who told them no one else was home. Now, after confirming the address with dispatch, the officers entered the residence and were immediately met with gunfire from James Waters. Now, that gunfire taking the life of Officer Christopher Ryan Morton and injuring 2 others. A SWAT team found the shooting suspect dead in the home. Sergeant Lowe says it was not until later that dispatch discovered the 911 call was from a different residence.
It is a coincidence that they were called to that specific address, and it is tragic that happened. It's tough to navigate through and deal with, but that's what this part of the investigation is not complete. You know, just because the suspect is deceased, that doesn't mean we don't continue on with the investigation.
Now, the suspect in the shooting, James Waters, had been in and out of prison since 2000 for drug and resisting arrest convictions. Waters was charged in November in Missouri's Cass County with unlawful possession of a firearm and drug possession. That case was pending when he died. Now, the Clinton, Missouri Police Department has released the emergency call exchange between Officer Morton and Henry County Dispatch, detailing the moments after his fatal shooting. Now, Amy Anderson shows us how his response may have saved the life of other responding law enforcement officers.
It was just after 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Clinton police were headed to a disturbance call.
We could just hear 2 females arguing. We're not sure what they were saying.
They arrive at the house on Grand River and are met with gunfire.
Officers, gunshot wounds.
Even though he's been hit, Officer Ryan Morton continues to communicate with his brothers in blue.
19, where you at?
Back room, I'm stuck. Can you see the suspect?
Information provided by Officer Morton likely kept other officers safe by letting them know what was happening inside that house.
19, 14, and 18 are all hit with assault rifle fire.
In the meantime, law enforcement from other jurisdictions, including our area, were racing to Clinton to help.
So continue. We are definitely going to need you. I've also got PCAD and CMH now.
Okay, copy. I believe also Unit 17 is en route behind us as well. They should be about 5 to 10 miles behind us.
This is involving 4 officers currently with an AR-15, I believe.
And back at the scene, Clinton police raced against time, trying to get help for their fallen officers.
I need that ambulance to Orchard and Grand River right now.
Again, that was Amy Anderson reporting. 2 other officers were injured in the shooting. Officer Nathan Betancourt is in stable condition. He's recovering at a Kansas City area hospital. And Officer Nicholas Casper was also treated and was released from the hospital yesterday. Now, closer to home, police investigate a shooting in Joplin overnight. It happened on South Pitcher. That's where police found a woman who had been shot and appeared to have non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the woman is not cooperating with their investigation at this time. A Asbury, Missouri man is dead after authorities say he failed to yield to a train. We brought you the story first here on the KOAM News at noon yesterday, and the accident happened about a mile south of Asbury on County Road 300, just off of 171 a little before noon. The Highway Patrol says Jose Morales Parita crossed his car in front of an oncoming train. The 47-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. His passenger, 48-year-old Francisca Nariz of Asbury, is also in the hospital, listed in serious condition. Now, unfortunately, it's not the first accident in that area. In May of last year, a train struck this car at the crossing at Kafer Road and Highway 171. There were no fatalities with that accident, but the issue is the same. That crossing also does not have any warning bells or lights. Officials say that, plus other distractions, can make for a dangerous combination.
A lot of traffic going on 171, and so you have a tendency to be mindful of the truck and car traffic, and then it's almost, you know, the train tracks are almost like white noise at that point in time.
Now, we reach out to Kansas City Southern officials who asked us to provide their safety information for travelers, and we've put links to that information on our website at KOAMTV.com. Well, it is a sunny and mild Thursday. Michael Hayslip joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Recipient of a whole lot of sunshine, you'd think our temperatures would be a little warmer, but we got a little north breeze that's kicking in, and we still have wind chills in effect here at the lunch hour. Only feels like it's 38 in Pittsburgh, 37 in Carthage. A little bit better as you go out to the west, 43 in both Neodesha and Parsons. And that's actually going to be a theme here as we push throughout the course of today and into tomorrow. Clean Skywatch Storm Tracker. Now, afternoon, really about 50. That's as good as we're going to get. But look at how that 8 o'clock temperature is actually exceeding what we have right now. Well, that's thanks in part to a wind shift that's currently underway. Guess where? Out to the west, where it's just a little bit warmer. Tanya, we'll find out when everybody else gets to warm up here when I see you in a bit.
All right, sounds good. International Women's Day takes on a more powerful meaning this year in the wake of the Me Too movement. Women across Asia and Europe filled the streets shouting demands for equality and respect. In South Korea, protesters, many wearing black and holding black signs, reading #MeToo, gathered in central Seoul to call for an improvement in women's rights in the workplace. Well, back in the States, several McDonald's restaurants have turned their M's upside down, and thousands are expected to turn out for a march in New York City today. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, royal wedding preps.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle wow the crowds as they tour the UK. I'm Terry Okita at Windsor Castle, where the wedding preparations continue.
And later, you might describe today's international recipe as the kind that dreams are made of. Dreamy flan in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.